again to talk about CLIPitc new features. So a couple things of note to go over. We're going through new features in CLIPitc. If you want to see a list of the new features, you can go up to the top right-hand corner, click on that new icon, and then you can see the changes that we've put into ITC for the past all the way back to the beginning of the year. All right, another thing is when we do add features, often we will change the permissions so that users can't access them. So you'll want to go to the users section. To the user section, then click edit, and then make sure that they have permissions to any new features. So in this particular case, I think we're talking about the customer's email section, marketing email section, and the mobile device weather API. All right, so first thing, we added a minimum charge global replacement option. So if you go to patterns and then pattern jobs, you can click the edit on a job. That'll open up the job information on the pattern. If you want to change all the jobs that are attached to this, then you can click the more charge options, set the min max number of times done, charge over max, and then click this checkbox, click the update in all jobs, and that'll make the change for all of job 1. So, and then if you have a charge per hour type job, I'll change this over, then you'll be able to also set the minimum charge under that job. So if you want to make sure that the job is charged for at least 1 hour, in this case, we're charging 52 an hour. So we'd put 52 in there, click save, close, check the box, and then click update all jobs. And that would replace it for all of our job number 1 lawn maintenance jobs. So the next feature is the ability to change the email subject lines. So if we go to customers and then the marketing emails section, we'll look at the invoice email, and you can see now you've got a line for subject. If you want to, you can change this. So right now it's in new invoice number from company name. So we could change to something like happy lawn care invoices. Here is invoice number from company name. So instead we could just stick the company name in that we want, hit save, and then when we send that to customers, now our invoice email is going to have that subject line. So we've added that to all of the emails. So if you look at, say, an auto charge email, you'll see that you can change the subject here. So maybe instead of details of payment record, you want to say receipt for lawn care. But you can change that to whatever is appropriate for your particular company. So another thing that we changed is just the work projections report. So job upcoming details. So if I pull up all crews and all jobs, we'll use this month. And we changed the subsort on this report so that it'll sort first by crew and then by route number. So if you want to hand this kind of as a work list, it'll be ordered in the typical kind of crew route number that that you're used to with, say, the work or route sheets or the mobile work done list order. So another change that we made was the auto payments. So if you go over to invoice and then process auto pays, this will now run as a background service. So you can click process once this is done starting that process, you'll see the processing payments, please wait. You can go work anywhere else you want to in the program. You don't need to wait for them. And then it'll automatically refresh once it's completed. So, or if you want to see these, see kind of a past auto pay batch that you've done, you can click the view past batches, and then you'll see it inside of there. And of course, it'll show which ones are approved and unapproved so that you can get back with customers, make sure you get their payments updated. Another small change under the job reports, we made a little bit of a change in the daily work report. This is the one that can get emailed if you've got it set up that way under company info. We just made it so that these crew starts are kind of more defined. So it's easier to kind of find the totals. If you're just browsing and want to see the totals for the day, it'll be a lot easier to find those total lines and see where the new crew starts on that report. So small change there, but something that customers had been requesting from us. So we went ahead and made that change to that report. Another change is if you go to invoice and then single payment, this drop-down list is now sorted by the customer account number. So before, I think it was just sorted by the order that you had entered in customers. So that seemed to not make the most sense. So we switched it to customer account number. So those are the main changes. We've made a couple changes inside of the mobile app as well. And I'll go ahead and log in on mobile app. All right. So and this is mostly a back-end change, but some customers might not know that this is there. But if you go to the settings gear and you go to weather options, if you want to, you can check this box that will automatically get your weather conditions and then save them in the job history as you're going. Really useful for chemical applications or even snow type work. So if you want to keep track of how much snow fell or what like the wind speeds and stuff were when you were applying chemicals, you can have the program automatically get that. So we changed which provider we're using. Unfortunately, the one that we were using got bought by Apple. They're closing that down at the end of this year. So we had to switch over to a new API provider. So if I go to this admin job, we'll go ahead and start a new one. Hit start. And then that would be recorded under the details and then conditions. So then this will come from that API, basically a computer somewhere that's keeping track of weather conditions for us. And when you start that job, we'll go ahead and ask what are the current weather conditions and then record those for you guys. So we went ahead and upgraded that. And that is all the changes I've got for this time. We also were working on some back end stuff, but nothing that you guys would see kind of on the front end, but we were upgrading some of our stuff on the back end, on the website and stuff like that. So make things more reliable, more stable for everybody. So, yep. Jacob, is there any questions or anything that I should go over in particular?
I don't see any questions in the chat. Guys, if you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. We'll get them answered for you. There is one other thing that I did want to touch on, Dave, and that is CLIPpc. So we're getting to the point of the year now where things are starting to slow down. Some of the particularly the larger companies are starting to look into different changes to make for next year or later on in the year if you do a lot of snow plowing. And what we've come to find out is CLIPpc's transaction fee is crushing a lot of the competition. We legitimately are going to save one of our larger companies $5,000 a month in processing fees. So I highly recommend, if you haven't looked into CLIPpc yet, I highly recommend at least doing a rate analysis. There's no fee, there's no commitment, nothing like that for the rate analysis. It just compares the rate you have now to CLIPpc's rate to see if it makes sense. If it doesn't, that's fine, no harm, no foul. But I highly recommend at least having the rate analysis done. But that's all we have today, guys. Always remember, these webinars, they are edited and then they're put on our YouTube channel. So if you go to YouTube and search Clip Software, you'll find all the webinars there. Training and support is always free. So please feel free to reach out to us. Give us a call, email us, use the chat feature within both CLIPXC and CLIPITC, and we're happy to help. If you saw some features on here today you might be a little unsure about, or you want to run over again, perfectly fine too. Let us know. We are here to help you with whatever you need. So if you have any questions, have any thoughts, let us know. We're happy to help. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to stick around. Dave, if you want to stick around too to make sure we don't have any questions or last second comments, anything like that. I think that wraps it up.